Hello everybody, welcome back to Aurora Overwatch Clash here, week 10, as we're going into the, I believe, first or second round of final stage here. We have the Plus Ultra Pangolins versus the Roman Raccoon Dogs. Coming in on the first map, picked of King's Row by the Pangolins, with the bans being Zarya by the Raccoon Dogs, and then Cassidy by the Pangolins. What are your thoughts going into this, Booney?
Yeah, I mean, I am looking forward to this game quite a bit. You know, we were saying our last game together win was going to be a banger, but now we got ourselves an absolute banger. These are the top two teams, in my opinion, in terms of the power rankings right now. So the fact that we're getting this in this late stage could be a grand finals and or a late playoffs preview. And, you know, the Plus Ultra Pangolins on this 8-win streak, the records are not correct on the screen. Roman Raccoon Dogs fell early in the season, but now they come back for a bit of a vengeance. I believe they also lost to Ultra Pangolins, so this could be a bit of a revenge game. We saw just a couple days ago, the Roman Raccoon Dogs getting vengeance against the Spectre, so potentially a bit of a salty run back for them here. But going into King's Row, we're talking about these bans coming in here. We see that Yak is going to start here on the tank as well. This is very different from Plus Ultra's usual game plan. We see them start on Gibraltar quite often, but we're going into King's Row here. The Zarya ban comes through from the Raccoon Dogs. It plays a double meaning. It's going to protect that ball from Real Dog, but also get Yak off his comfort character. Orisa's still in his wheelhouse, of course, but we also think the cast ban is very interesting. What are your thoughts on that there, Win, from the side of the Plus Ultra Pangolins?
Cast ban from the Plus Ultra Penguins after seeing Zarya ban is really interesting, because you never know if Riddle is going to play this ball or not. But I'm assuming they didn't pick the Gibraltar here because they knew that Riddle would be able to excel on the map. So instead of using their first ban, they wanted to pick a hybrid that's a very linear, straight line. It's hard for these flankers like Tracer or Ball to get value. So that's probably what their game plan was looking at this. But the cast ban still doesn't make too much sense to me. But seeing Hanzo on the pick, maybe so. We're not really opting for this. The traditional hit scan is as Yak is falling down to low HP, is going to get walled off here by a Dong Waggler. The pressure on the point. Linkadink 1 HP with Nathan shooting in the hotel, and Nathan is going to be finding this first pick here with Dong getting speared, forcing the Ice Blacks separated from the rest of their team.
I mean, I know that in the last scrim I played against the Roman Raccoon Dogs, Altair did opt into this Hanzo play, and it looked very spectacular there. Did find a pick over in deep lane there, so that is the Kyoko gone. We have already lost Linkadink and Don Webber, so you can't push too aggressively here. But this Hanzo is very feast or famine, especially into an Orisa and the Emre. The range is going to be simply too tough for this Hanzo to close. That's coming down to straight picks and headshots, which you saw on deep lane there early. Looking for another on Jap, but can't quite get it. Nathan forced out again on a hotel early from Real Dog, but they still can't find capitalize the kill.
Oh yeah, wall coming off onto Arch, and it is just going to split them off. You're seeing Nathan get speared, and there's going to be a good kill from Riddle Dog here. Looking out of this, so you're just getting a general spam, so we'll talk about Micro. As we can see here, the Roman Raccoon Dogs do not have a main support, which means the game plan for, or not the Plus Ultra Penguins don't have a main support. So the game plan here for the Roman Raccoon Dogs is actually just spam beat as fast as you possibly can, as it's never going to be matched. As we're seeing a touch trying to come out from Yak, Kitsune getting traded out, but we're having Dragon and Terra Surge coming out, and the kills are just coming in the side of the Roman Raccoon Dogs. You do invest the 2 ultimates there, but you do get the Terra Surge coming out.
Oh, another ult.
They do have to invest the third ult, as Riddle does fall down to 1 HP, but I mean, does it really matter to you if you capture first and you know that people get staggered and push all the way back to spawn? I don't think it's too terrible here.
Not particularly. With how quickly Silvertails also farms Casino Rushes, you're blatantly very comfortable using it like as a cooldown almost. Linkadink closest beat here as well. So you got some ultimates coming up. Dongwagger still holds on to the Blizzard, which is a massive ultimate. Like you said, no main support on the other side, no big defensive ultimates to shut this Blizzard down. Dongwagger might just bring home the fight here with a big Blizzard. Para has the overhead protocol potentially to negate this out, but Jack with the overhead array won't be enough to sustain through this Blizzard. See how the Plus Ultra Penguins are going to approach this fight here, knowing that the Dongwagger Blizzard is online. Yak playing fairly slow right now, but here comes a quick overhead protocol. Maybe popped a little too early.
Yeah, you're seeing the order being invested as well by Jack. They really want to force this team and make sure they hold the arches here, which is actually the key that you wanted to see for Blizzard that I was trying to talk about was this orbital ray was actually what I was thinking the Blizzard was going to be the best for. But Yak is going to fall actually, as he's going to be stuck in a corner and boxed up by Riddle and Dongway. Is going to be able to push up here. Linkadink is going to be the only ult coming online as Nathan is 1% away. And D-Blink, I guess. Yeah, D-Blink, Nathan already coming up. You're seeing Silvertails with the second ult. The question is, how are you going to set up for this Reaper ult when you're down your tank? You have to make sure you're on this flank, which is what we are seeing here on the attacker's spawn for third point. Nathan is set up near there.
Yeah, Nathan looking for a bit of a assassination here. TP in the backline. Both sports online here again. Silvertails has lapped deep blank here in the Casino Rush charge. And now laid it down once again on point. It will be a mirror here, but here comes the Delaware here from Nathan. The backline. Oh, Ajax on Linkadink as well!
And that is going to be a good, strong fight win here for the Pangolins. When you see that the side of the Roman Raccoon Dogs invest both support ults, and you don't really have a traditional, like, you don't have an Emre like the Plus Ultra Penguins, and you don't have your Blizz. Question is, how are you going to initiate this next fight when it's just going to be Terra Surges online, as we're going to be coming close to this next override protocol here by Para. But how are we going to get past this first choke? But I guess I'm wrong with a Mei wall. You're just going to be able to force him out and at least get this first corner. And Mei wall was just going to play for Riddle with a nice shot here by Altair, I believe it is, going to be able to get this kill onto Par as now the push begins with Nathan stuck in the backline. Yak investing this Terror Surge, looking for something Dong is going to be able to block. We're seeing the Hanzo ult coming out. It does not find anybody, but Yak is going to be able to trade onto Altair with Riddledog being able to kill Nathan as now the map is flipped as Riddledog and Linkading are pushing the point. But no, they're going to go back and try to help Dong. I think you should have stayed cart in C9, personally, as Riddledog would have just Terror Surged everybody off of the point. Instead of opting to use it here, he's going to find Deep Link. As long as Linkading can live, potentially. But unfortunately, he's going to fall. It's just going to be Riddle versus 2. I think they could have just gone for the C9, though, with the Terror Surge to pull him off the point, but that is just me, at least.
Yeah, I think getting the point progress there is probably a little more important than keeping your Mei alive, who was critical, but had wall, had the block, had the coolness to stay alive. Because now all you've done is just feed over some all charge. Yak has override here once again. Nathan does take a bit of early poke here, force retreat for now, but Par with an override protocol, and now can just play this corner, play this choke. Once that shield's down, we're seeing override protocol unleashed.
Oh yeah, Riddledog calling out on 1 HP. The Suzu is going to prevent the damage here, but now Nathan and Yak are going to be able to walk onto the backline as they just don't have their tank with them on that side. Overall protocol being able to kill Altair. As Jack is split on an angle by himself. Isgo actually might be able to get caught out, but no, this movement is just going to be enough, and you're going to be able to get the carry by D-Blank, as Par's going to be able to clear the Civitas, as that's just going to be a nice little plus ultra penguin fight win.
And you win that for just your override protocol. It's massive here. Especially considering now D-Blank has a slight advantage now on the Casino Rush. Jack with open raid, Linkading not closest beat. Could maybe get mid-fight here. Dongwagger with the Blizzard once again has to be the game-changing factor. Oh, Swordtail takes a jab out of spawn. Does get away just in time, but Yak with Terror Surge can just sustain through this Blizzard and force him back, force the spacing away. So now, Roman Raccoon Dogs might just completely flub this attack. On that peel play, we'll see if Dongwagger can make up for it with the Blizzard here. And Linkading with the Blizzard cannot Ajax this time. No death loss on the other side to potentially negate that.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about actually layer, I think the Blizzard should come out later onto the orbital ray, and we should walk with the Silver Tunnels all here, and then later when they use their first support all, the Blizz should be the one that deters the... And every single Q is being clicked. I'm incorrect. Jack being frozen, by the way, in the sky is going to get traded out. Linkading and Altair down, but you do kill Jack. You have the Terror Surge looking for the backline, and you're going to trade, and you're going to be up 1, actually, for the Raccoon Dogs. Nathan investing. The ult does get speared, and it's going to be 3 versus 1 here with the Yak attack only, with no ultimate for himself. He's going to be looking to get Silver Tal's Dong, and Riddle are going to be able to push this card, but with the shield, you're going to be able to sustain this out, and you invest 4 ultimates here for the Penguins. And you get blocked out by just 3 here for the Roman Raccoon Dogs. It's very good. That was the issue there. You saw they just invest 3 ults at the same time. Both support ults with Jack and D-Blink and Yak. It's just too much. It's too much cooking in a single time. You gotta let it like just go slowly and naturally.
Yeah, I would have loved to see a Magic Casino Rush, then over to Ray afterwards, something like that. Knowing the Blizzard was there, Yak investing in that Terror Surge to just get the Fortify up to stay alive in that one and got the kill, and they killed Deep Link before the beat came through, so I thought, oh, this is a fight win here, easy for Pangolins, but they somehow survived. Roll Dog just goes nuclear on the point, and now they have beat for sustained push here, and no alternate side to match it. Para has to be huge with the over protocol, or this could be a full cap.
Especially so. Riddle has no gold, no shield. They're going to be able to barely get his shield back in time. As they're going to be pushed out, as Linkading is going to be caught a little bit too far. Override protocol coming out, looking for a snipe on the Linkading. He is going to find that nice little wall. We're going to be seeing a good little retreat here, as it's not going to find anybody. And now you don't have anything walking into Silvertal's ult here, or the Altair Dragons to zone the point. This is going to be rough for the Pangolins to try to make sure that they hold this.
A great kite and a Suzu also forced here out of Deep Blank when that engagement came through. Yak is way out, but cannot keep the team sustained and alive. Real Dog just pushing in the backline, pushing them back into spawn. And here comes the beat from Lincoln. Not in time to save Dom Waggler, but still the Terror Surge online here for Real Dog. Pulls back Para, and then we might see a cap with time. Despite how bad the attack was on B, Yak opting into Terror Surge can't get the touch on point because it's it. And 13 seconds, they get time in the bank, which for the Roman Raccoon Dogs is massive. We see a lot of holes coming on C, but potentially just an over-aggressive push off the back of the over protocol, forcing the cooldowns, not getting ults out, not getting the picks, coming back to bite the Raccoon Dog, or bite the Pangolins.
Yes, but I think the thing that really sealed their grave was the fight previously when they just stacked all 3 ultimates here. Because like you were saying, the layering should have been Kitsune into orbit. It should be Kitsune from one side into the other Kitsune, into orbit, into Blizzard, right? Into Terra Surges. It's technically, theoretically, what I would have preferred to see.
Because the reaction of the orbit array into the Kusina rush is you just lose, because orbit array is just so slow, and they just walk past you with the Kusina rush. They just shoot their guns faster. Like, there's just nothing you can do about that. Whereas the orbit array could be used to kind of bunker back up and sustain at the Kusina rushes expire. So, like you said, just a bit of the misuse of mistiming the ultimates there. Just unfortunate there for the Pangolins. It was looking very doable. And like you get that pick on Lincoln Ink, you think, oh my, the beat's gone. They don't have it here. Is Yak actually going hazard here? I wouldn't be surprised, but I also doubt it. I want your thoughts, Wind, actually, on the Hanzo in this Orisa mirror, because we're seeing Para is just pelting Real Dog full of bolts. We see the the near 10k damage there, basically all into the Orisa, forcing that space away, allowing Yak to keep that space, whereas Alter only 7.6, a lot less sustained damage with the Hanzo.
I think on attack, at least the Hanzo makes more sense. I think in my head, as all you need is a single pick to push forward. The defending team does have to win. They can only lose 2 fights per point theoretically, right, as the defenders, or else you lose the entire objective, and then it's going to get to a checkpoint. But on attack, it's different, where you just need to win 2 fights, right, out of your 4 minutes. All you have to do is win 2 fights, doesn't matter. So Hanzo does allow you to get this pick. And as we're watching Nathan and Yak attack going onto the back there, you're seeing Altair and Linkading be the first people to fall, and then Silvertongue shortly after, Riddle's not going to be able to get enough care. So yeah, I mean the hazard is just a surprise pick, especially because you're going to punish this hazard or this Hanzo pick, as you just don't have any peel now, especially with Linkading going over to this Juno. You don't have a boop or anything like that, and that just allows Yak to be able to move in.
I'm surprised that Linkading swapped to the Juno. I think the Lucio is doing well. You had that advantage as well with that speed to get the Orisa in and out. And potentially now the P will be a little better with this Lucio to get away from the hazard, but sticking with this Juno for now, trying to opt in for the speed ring pushes, but Real Dog taking a lot of damage here early, forced to use that gold. Yak close to a downpour here once the fight rate breaks. Yak is 1 HP though, could get punished. Great Suzu from deep lane, keeps the hazard stayed, and Real Dog falls on the other side. Nathan getting him some devious back shots from the alleyway.
Oh yeah. Especially with the ultimate system online, Yak being able to live that is going to be such a large benefit here. So now you're going to have this downpour, especially on a point like second point King Zero, where it's really just like straight turns and twists, right? There's just a straight line that's going to be a good value ultimate. And Riddle doesn't have the shield yet, so he's not going to block it for like people like Linkading or Altair or Dong. They're just going to be hit by this downpour, and it's just going to feel rough.
Nathan does get caught out here earlier, though, by Alter, forced to retreat for now, as Wraith is also forced. Now Dong can hold the space, Real as well. It's going to be tough for him to really break this through. Yak does have the downpour, but just waiting to see that goal come through for Real before breaking it out. Nathan's still standing up here inside the Broiler Room, looking for an engage in the backline, finds Linkading, and here comes the TP. Could be a punish here.
Is coming invested by Riddle Dog, and Dong being able to spam with this as well, and Altair getting a nice little slow is just going to be pressuring it up. And yeah, I mean, we saw that the Plus Ultra Pangolins had 2 ultimates before Riddle Dog was able to build his, but now Riddle was already at 20% already to another ultimate, right? They're being able to cycle these, and they're punishing them for not having a really good like a team fight ult, other than, I mean, now you have your support ults, but just downpour, I mean, it's just hard to use, I guess, to initiate, but you just have to.
Main thing as well, we're seeing Alter on the Sojourn pick, able to put Wimmer pressure onto Yak attack. Force in the small little bookstore room. Another pick early from Alter. I mean, Alter now on the Sojourn, finding Wimmer picks, Wimmer value than the Hanzo. And we're seeing now the Roaring Raccoon Dogs are stabilizing and looking much stronger in the defense here, as Alter just controls this choke point and controls this lane.
Exactly, so and Riddle being able to get the skills are going to allow us to be able to hold archers again. As again, we just aren't clicking our ultimates on the side of the Pangolins. We just have to rip Emerald, or we just have to rip Downpour in this lane, right? Somebody has to go first. We cannot keep allowing just an even trade here when we're on the attacking side. We have to be the people who go first.
Even if you get Dongwag in the Downpour, it's enough. Like, we're not going to get the Rissa in the Downpour. That's not going to happen. We have to just give that dream up. Okay, Sertal does go down here early, though. So it's a good... Oh, my lord. Some Qs getting pressed right now. They heard your calls there, Win, and pressed 3 Qs for 1 fight victory.
Exactly so, and at least they have the downpour for this final fight, but Riddle Dog is not going to be affected by it when you have this fortified getting in touch with this Terror Surge. Now it's on to the side of the Roman Raccoon Dogs who need to initiate with this overclock. And if they are able to secure something with the overclock, hopefully Silvertails will be able to build enough ult charge here that they could be even able to snowball. The real question is, we have to get this touch, and Riddle Dog is a little on the slow side. Downpour coming early. We're forcing this gold by Riddle. Maybe a little overzealous. We're using the
big
terrorist
pull!
and it's gonna get a kill, but somebody has to touch. Has to be Altair. How's it falling? Yak falling down to 1 HP and Altair 1. The Altair being able to kill both supports, so there's no more supports for the side of Plus Ultra Penguins. All they have to do is keep whittling down. It's just Nathan. It's Nathan and Yak at 1 HP, and they're gonna try to do this. Yak going in. The C9. No Altair.
59 seconds, Nathan, though!
Nathan is gonna be alive and being able to fully cap his objective. 3 minutes 40 seconds compared to the Roman Raccoon dogs. I think it was like 2 minutes ish coming into this third point.
But
Ultimates.
the thing is, though, now you can kind of hold this a little better, though, as the rest of composition on the other side. There's no big ults to snowball like your defending side. There is no beat on the that just kind of pushes through. You got to push bash Real Dog here once again, who can now hold his corners, hold his area that he wants. Nathan kind of forced in his weird flanks through Horseshoe. Doesn't quite have all the high ground and outfits to look for. And Dong Waggler is sticking on the far, which is surprising. Potentially a Mace swap after this next barrage comes through. Real Dog,
Real
what?
Dog gets it off as Yak was just able to jump onto the high ground and nobody turned enough to push him. So Riddle Dog was the first to fall as Yak just went from high ground to high ground and jumped between them.
Oh, what a wall from Yak as well.
And that is going to clean up these staggers. Being Riddle Dog going over to this D.Va trying to get a contest. As you have to walk. You have Silver Tall's ult. You have your Kitsune faster than D-Blink. I mean, D-Blink's going to get it around the exact same time though. But you have this this Hazard ult as well. This Downpour is going to be rough. Kitsune is getting invested. DM by Riddle Dog. We're seeing the Downpour. Riddle's already 1 HP though. And nobody's on the point. Riddle touches the point. Yak and Nathan are going to be able to clean up both the supports here from the Roman Raccoon dogs. They're just all going to be slowly bleeding out. And now we're going into overtime with a 3-minute and 12-second time back.
Yeah, once you... It's kind of surprising, you press your Q button and you start winning your fights. It's kind of insane, but it appears that once they learned this ancient technique of using your ultimate abilities, the Pangolins are able to just push that through over the finish line. And we're seeing this Hazard is being a nuisance right now because they're just going past Real Dog, because we saw come in the first half that Real Dog was able to make the space, maintain it, and allowed the Hanzo to get in position, but now the Hazard here for Yak just goes past them and jumps on the back line. And with Linkadink being on this Juno, there is no real disengage potential or boop away. The speed ring is therefore Real Dog only. But it's looking pretty good so far now for Pangolins. It's only got to hold for a minute here on this bank. Real Dog is showing the Wrecking Ball here. Potentially showing off the real competition for Raccoon Dog. As Altair back on the Hanzo, which... I would love to see the Sojourn back. Or I guess the Tracer also very good, knowing that they're running this kind of squishy backline with the Juno, with the Reaper flanking. You can match that. Okay, they're just swapping a spawn. Never mind. I'm being trolled.
They're baiting prod. They're baiting prod.
But Yak on that Hazard has been a big problem here. We gotta do something about that fella. He's getting a little too freaky in the backline. And Don Wegler on the far here once again. I'm not too sure about that. We didn't see the pressure that was really necessary for the bar pick to work against this Hazard. But with the 1 minute time bank, looking for a quick little burst damage with this Wrecking Ball now, bar makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, I mean, and name of the game theory, at least for last round, was just shoot the tank. As long as Yak is just perma had full HP, being able to engage like this on the Silvertalls. If he's not taking damage, he has no threat, right? He doesn't have to feel scared. So we have the Wrecking Wheel going in. Is going to be able to find Deep Link and try to get out, but is not going to get out with their life. But I mean, hey, you got the Kiriko pretty early in the fight. You'll be able to come back in time, and they won't have their Kiriko.
Yeah, your ball will be back much faster than their Kiriko, but no ult still on either side. It's going to be Para or Altair. Who can find a pick here? This will be the fight turner right now. If they can get a full cap going, it's up to Altair to find an early pick. Real is being really annoying right now on the back on Para. Para's 1 HP. Domwugger is in on the follow-up, but Sortels has fallen here early once again. The Kiriko for Roma Kundogs has not been able to play the game on their attack side just yet.
Oh yeah, now the real question is who is going to touch the point. Wrecking Wheel coming back, and he's going to be able to boop Yak. Dong's going to fall shortly after. It's just going to be Lincoln and Dongwegler, Silvertalls, and Altair coming back. Somebody has to get the next touch, and the Wrecking Wheel is being stunned. Lincoln is going to be able to get this next touch. Silvertalls playing on 1 HP again, and it's just going to get cleaned out again. Wrecking Wheel is going to be able to touch, but that's just going to be the last one that they're going to be able to do. And Lincoln is going in for a last-ditch effort, and they weren't able to secure a tick.
Yeah, no, it's to secure a tick, so the best I can hope for is a draw. And man, Silvertall was not allowed to play the game on that half. Yak was just hunting this Kiriko, which is surprising. You think if there's anybody on the team who could survive this Hazard dive, it would probably be Silvertalls. with the TP with that Suzu, but maybe just getting it forced out early by Nathan on his flank, something like that. Not exactly sure what's happening there, but the fact you kept losing zero tiles early in the fight, not enough healing to sustain through the aggressive pushes with this Reaper with his Hazard. And now Pangolins in a great position to just get themselves over the finish line. To get 1 tick in the time bank, it's looking like simple math here for this Pangolins to take themselves a first map victory, which we, with the Zarya being banned, you thought maybe Yak could maybe struggle in this tank mirror against Real Dog, but no, in fact, whips out this Hazard, which I haven't seen very much of actually, in the past or even this season, and is going absolutely sicko mode, dropping a 40 bomb on our heads here with the 18k damage. He does have more mitigated, though, so potentially a team player for Yak here. 200 damage more mitigated than damage done, so that's just a good team player right there.
Oh yeah, team player with Hazard, and I mean the Ori shield and gold was able to do a good bit too, and we're seeing Riddle matching this Hazard now. Dongwaggling on the Torb. I think at least for the Roman Raccoons, the answer to all your problems right now is just shoot Yak attack. I think if Yak has just never gone under, like has never been below his armor amount. So
I've really seen him block. He doesn't even have to block. Exactly. He just shoots. Real Dog Ori forced down, half HP has to give away, and Yak can just keep holding his space now. And it's looking dire already as Yak has just got around the statue here for free. Real Dog trying to play Gatekeeper, but the doorman is being sent back to his team unit.
Oh yeah, Nathan being able to get the CP onto window as well as we're looking on this pinching pressure here. As he's going to be able to start shotgunning away, doing Reaper things in the background, and he's going to be able to find Silvertal's pre-fight.
How is Silvertal constantly the first pick on the Kiriko? This is surprising. Is this this has to be a strategy at this point, because this is happening way too many times to be a coincidence.
Yeah, and that is going to be the tick coming shortly here, as it's going to be a score of 4 out of 3 here for the Pangolins on the first map of King's Row.
And a quite smooth 1-0 here to start off for this Plus Ultra Pangolins. On not even some would probably say their best look. This is not Yak on the carry DPS. Nathan putting on MVP performances on the tank here. They were just playing a different look and just still owning the Raccoon Dogs. We didn't see the Wrecking Wheel as much as probably the Raccoon Dogs would want. That was probably the map choice there for the Pangolins. They didn't want to go to Nimbani. That's always a victory for the Roman Raccoon Dogs. So you take Hybrid out of the pool, get rid of that Nimbani, which is honestly a great way to start the series now, because if they take you to Gibraltar, that's like one of your best maps as well if you're the Pangolins. So the Roman Raccoon Dogs might kind of be in check already here as Pangolins winning the early game here in the mental.
For sure, but before we really know what we're going to go to, I believe we should go to a short break, so please stay tuned, folks, as this series has just begun.
are the purest. These beats are the purest.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aurora Overwatch Clash here, where we are in the 10th week with the top group, with the Roman Raccoon Dogs versus the Plus Ultra Penguins. After we just saw the Penguins being able to cap with about 2.5 minutes left here on to Kings Row in overtime of first point, as now we are going to Esperanza here, as both teams that prefer to play dive here with the Roman Raccoon Dogs with his ball look, and the Penguins whenever Nathan's on tank on his diva look. As we are going to be going in with the bans being Anna here by the Pangolins and Echo here by the Roman Raccoon Dogs, which are bans that are like, okay, I mean, you ban the Echo for Yak Attack. I personally don't like the Anna ban here for Silver Talls. I think a DPS ban or a tank ban would have been a better just to protect stuff, but hey, who knows? I'm just a caster, you know? But what are your thoughts going into this banning?
I mean, looking back at it, the Ana ban could be Protect for Your Mercy, right?
Oh, shit.
So I think that's honestly why they banned Ana, to protect Mercy. to
Oh,
give
God.
Yak a pocket.
Wait, I did forget that as a hero. Mizuki.
That's just in spawn, most likely. I'm guessing Jack. But, I mean, if Yak's going to play Tracer, I don't know, maybe they didn't expect the Echo Band to come through and still doesn't work. But, I mean, Sortels is probably one of the top honors in this league, if not the top. And, yeah, that's a protect for this Bastion composition. So, this is a lot of SR being invested into this specific duo. So, they got to come up big here. But if you have Yak on your team, you don't really care about the SR of the rest of your squad. You have a hard carry Tracer. It's up to Dronafried to even just try to come close to Yak right now, who is apparently just in top like Zebra's level form this season. What does Real Dog do on the ball here in the Cat Bastion win? What do you want to see him get on?
You just kill Pokemon guy.
Oh, Dronafried's dead.
You just kill Pokemon guy because Pokemon guy doesn't have any help whatsoever. So, but hopefully Dronafried's gonna be able to do it. Like Pokemon guy will only have so many TPs and Suzis, as we just see here. Yaki does kill Silvertals though, and I believe Dronafried died a little bit earlier there. I mean, name of the game here for the Roman Raccoon Dogs is actually point control. If they could just lever point control, because you don't want to see Cat Bastion sitting on point, right? You want them fighting, and you don't want to see this Diva on point. Diva wants to go Mark, so in theory, if we could just fight on the point, we'd look a little better, but that would require Riddle being able to swap off of this, which is not preferred, at least for Riddle's hero pool. So who knows? Yak being able to kill Linkading as well in this backline as well is going to be a bit of a problem, as Riddle was stuck in with no adaptive shields and is going to fall shortly after to Jack.
I mean, Yak has just killed the support line twice already so far this map, and we're only a minute and a half in. He has Pulse Bomb. I don't know what else to say at this point. It's just it's really tough to, especially this Cat Bastion. What's like we said, what Riddle is gonna get on is probably gonna be Pokemon guy, but still, even if you get the kill, it takes so long with the TP with that Suzu. It can be so annoying for Riddle to get it. We'll swap instantly here onto the Diva to try to better mark out this Cat Bastion in the sky with the defense matrix. Put the pressure on a Jack now. They do get a little bit past checkpoint here, so Butt Scratch has been attained, and Real Dog is in a tough spot. Does get back up in the high ground. Actually, does not. Yak finally punished for his hubris in the back line, but the Catnap comes on through here for Jack, has Real Dog, and yeah, just gets melted trying to get to that coastline. But still, if you are the Pulse Hunter Pangolins, you'll definitely take a 65-meter first push, and Nathan getting a little bit of stagger on the cart will get everybody a good spawn in time.
Yeah, especially with this swap to Diva, I think it looks a lot better now. I'm actually preferring the Roman Raccoon Dogs comp if they get off this, you know, it could be a Mizuki swap here for Linkadink, actually, not bad, especially with these recent changes, but, we just need to see Dronafried sit on the point, but, these two-man hit squads onto, Pokemon guys actually what we need as well. Like, as you said, it's going to take a while to be able to kill, the Kiriko here, but you don't need to take a while if you have your Tracer Force TP Suzu and then you fly on the Kiri, right? As we're seeing right now, is Pokemon Guy's a little bit stranded and is going to be the second to fall in this fight, with the first being Altair. Altair just has to accept being traded and probably swap out this Sojourn hero, but if you play with these two-man hits, you should be able to kill this Kiriko even faster than you wanted before. Pulse coming out here from Dronafried is not going to find anything, but is going to be able to get the nice little clip here onto Para, as now we're seeing the numbers advantage here still in the favor of the Roman Raccoon Dogs, as they're going to be able to slowly drag this point away. And Silvertall split though is going to come back and TP to point, is going to get DM'd by Riddle Dog and going to get this passive heal. But yeah.
Yak forced a recall here as well, so can't quite go too aggressive. Silvertall somehow survives that engagement, which is really good, considering you have good Senior Rush here for this fight. Yak has to find a big pulse point here, but Real Dog is just completely zoned in on this Tracer. Has to turn away for a couple seconds to look at the Cat Bastion, but now the Senior Rush on the point for both teams. Both Pokemon guys found their early pick. Onto Altair again. Jack is 1 HP. Does Jack get punished? They don't. The beat comes through, and they found Jack in the process. We lost both the DPS. But Real Dog is still alive, but first in the back line.
Right, the issue is Card is still moving. Linkading is going to be last alive. As it's just going to be just Riddle by himself. And like I'm literally telling you now, you have to still beat, right? Cat ult is not a worthwhile support ultimate to be worrying about, to where You just need to spam beat off cooldown. We just need to go sit on point, fight on the cart, as we're seeing Altair swap to better hero here, trying to go solo flank, potentially might get jumped by Cat Bastion. But we should just play for point control. If we're able to get this point control, we should just win the game as a Roman Raccoon Dogs fan at least. So
yeah, right now we're seeing this Cat Bastion getting pulled away They're just playing their high ground advantage right now. They're just playing their spawn point. They know that they want to play this right in the middle to get the long sightlines here for the Cat Bash. And Par goes in deep looking for a kill. Silvertail's forced TP here. Yak is on the hunt now. Same with Nathan. It's looking rough here as Rilog is 1 HP, but will sustain through the mech for a couple seconds here thanks to Altair's little biotic field there on the floor. Pokemon Guy seems to be a target here once again. Yak 1 HP taken down. But now Nathan trying to respond with a quick pick in the back line. Altair has engaged the legs, hitting the dash, and hits the heel pad just in time. And Pokemon Guy is taken down. Roman Raccoon Dog are wins fight, but not getting out cart progress out of this one. Because Yaki's still the bot.
Actually, yeah, there was a severe outplay potential here from the Pelsets and Pangolins where Jack could have just went on the cart, or Yak could have went, or Yak died. But Jack needed to sit on the cart there and really punish them for taking this fight off the cart. Which again, as I'm gonna be saying this entire series here, at least this map, all we have to do is sit on the cart for the Roman Raccoon Dogs, and then the way to win here for the Plus Ultra Penguins is to fight off the cart and let your Tracer touch the point, or let your Cat do it eventually. And we're trying to see Butt Scratch coming out, but Nathan is going to be able to stop it in time. Nathan going in looking for blood here with the Yak attack on a nice little 2-man pinch. Is going to be able to find Linkadink, but Riddle Dog is going to get this right. And they do get Butt Scratch, actually. They left the cart, and we saw the team that wants to stay on the cart, stay on the cart, and they got the progress.
Yeah, getting checkpoint 3 big here. And Jack just finds Silvertail, takes them down. Jack is traded, but Yak is on the point with the help of the team. And they're going to get back in their favor. I think everybody, though, should get good spawn here. Real Dog is close, won't quite get it. Maybe.
Oh, we'll get it. We'll get it.
Got it. No sweat whatsoever. 5 ults basically for both these teams here. 4 ults and 80% on the other one. This is going to be a Q press here. If Jack finds his pick on a drone fight, Pulse Bomb from Yak does go wide, so first ult in the fight. Doesn't find anything just yet. Nathan going deep looking for Altair, but Rose there for the peel.
Yeah, ult should be favoring the Roman Raccoon Dogs as you don't have a Cat ult to worry about, and you don't have a Bastion ult to worry about. With Pulse already being thrown as well, they just should have the overwhelming advantage. We're fighting onto the cart now. Dronified in the backline. Kit's invested before Nathan uses fly. Unfortunately, Nathan is going to be able to get out of there in time, but it is going to be forced as Riddle Dog is going to peel. Riddle Dog falling down to 1 HP, forcing this Diva Bomb as mech is finally broken with Nathan trying to look to clean up, and Nathan is going to be able to get the kill. We're seeing the visor onto the point as we're slowly pushing the cart, which isn't terrible here, but now Altair is going to get flown at by a Diva. Which, this fight was just a little overzealous for Riddle Dog. But Jack is going to be able to get these clean up in par as well. And Riddle Dog went a little too far, lost a little bit too much HP. And I mean, hey, you invested 4 ults there, and you only got 1 out here.
4 ults for
Not
2 is not the best.
Well, Pulse is back too already. So
yeah, Yak has it again. So the fact that they whiffed that Pulse, not that big a deal. Just so many big juicy targets to feast off here. Recall is forced early out dronified as well, as Para now has full control of this entire street, this entire boulevard. It's gonna be really tough to push back into this one. Pokemon Guy with the Consideration on point here as well. Could just be the death knell in the coffin for this map. Linkadink will respond with the beat. And Para on the map! Para goes out the map, just slides out Linkadink, just sends it right into the drink. Middle of their ultimate, and now for just the beat, they might as well fight right back. A good economic exchange here for the other side. Never mind, Yak is still alive. Yak is still alive! Yak is still alive!
That's all you need. That's all you need. But they are going to be able to forfeit forward spawn here, so. I mean, the remaining team of the Raccoon Dogs did make the correct play. Just push the bar as far as you can before you die. Linkadink just needs to not stagger now.
Okay, Yak just kills 4 in that fight. Should have got 5, but greedy Jack steals the kill. And yeah, we're seeing. I don't even know what to say. This is Prime Yak once again. He took a break off. He took a season off. Didn't get the semifinals one time. All of a sudden became LeBron once again. Bill Russell level player. Okay, Jack dead though. Good start.
Yeah, this is a good start as well. Pulse Bomb coming out is going to find Par as well. Jonah getting a nice level 2 piece here. As Yak is trying to force no more recall for Yak, so he's got to play a little bit more scared. Jonafried falling down to 1 HP. Yak is going to look for blood. Linkadink looking for this peel for Jonafried. As Yak falling down to 1, and both Jonafried is going to be able to get on in time, and Silvertail staying alive too. Minute left on the clock here. Roman Raccoon Dogs need to win a grand total of 2 fights.
But you have Visor, Bomb, Rush, just a catnap on their side. This is a very doable situation now, actually, to be honest with you.
Yep. Name the game, fight on the cart, and be happy. Literally 5 stack the cart. Nothing else matters. Just DM the Bastion when he flies onto the point. We just need to go 5-stack cart and shoot Diva off the point, and we win the game.
Yeah, here we go. They are now in the back line. Suzu is forced out early, but the DM is here for Real Dog to sustain it through. Sotal's with the rush on the point.
Trying to look for this flip with the map. As long as the bot, if the bot gets over to this kitchen.
Para dropped. Para wants to be Para down. We've lost Sotal's.
Yeah, Riddle's going a little bit deep. You're looking for the scat. Bastion is investing in his bomb, so had 100 HP. The remat comes through into squish onto Nathan. Nathan's 4 HP. As the DMAC comes out and Yak Attack's gonna be left alive. The DM as well, and now final fight territory. You have this beat from Linkadink versus the Catnap. Nothing else will come up except for maybe a Diva Bomb. But I sincerely doubt Pokemon Guy or Par is going to be able to build their ult in time unless they start farming it right now. So, or maybe an extended fight on the point, they'll be able to build it in time. But a single beat engage onto a single target will lead this series to be a 1-2-1. Beat engage coming out.
Pokemon Guy's dead!
And the Pokemon Guy is cut due to Dronify. Nathan has to go touch. Jack is one. No supports alive here for the side of Plus Ultra Penguins. And that's going to lead Para to fall down next. With the DM, Yak is going to be able to clean up here onto Altair there. But Nathan with no supports. Built his bomb just
the bus stop is pulse bombed!
And the pulse bomb from Yak is not going to be able to hit Riddle Dog. Nathan coming in. Nathan's going to go, oh my god, we're trading. We're trading.
Wait, the Catnap. Wait!
Oh my god, bro.
There's no way! There's no way! There is no way! Oh my, they're Dronify pulse bombs a bus station, they lose! There's no way!
Now that leads the Plus Ultra Penguins to being up 2-0 here versus the Roman Raccoon Dog.
That's disgusting. To be fair, I would have been upset if they somehow did not capitalize on this Yak map. Yak and Nathan both 23, 22, 4, and 5. Like, this map was all them in the meanwhile. Just look at this play for you from Nathan. Find the kills they need. The Catnap came just in time. It got Real Dog out of the fight. You know, Jack paid for it with their life. Got Real Dog out of the way. No defense managed to keep them up through that sustained pressure from Nathan on the point. So Jack couldn't clutch with that ultimate. The one ult they had is the only ult they needed. And yeah, that's going to set themselves up in a great position to keep the interface streak alive. And honestly, you know, a lot of people wouldn't have these two teams, you know, 1 and 2 in power rankings, and this might just show how wide the gap is between the two already still going into playoffs.
Yeah, I wouldn't say wide gap when it comes down to final fight and you lose, but I mean, it's not too bad. We should go to a short break here as we collect our thoughts, and we'll see what we go to next year, picked by the Roman Raccoon Dogs.
These beats are the purest. Roll it, roll it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aurora Overwatch Clash. Here, going into the Week 10 Plus Ultra Pangolins versus the Roman Raccoon Dogs, as a nail-biting final fight on Esperanza just occurred, allowing the Pangolins to swoop up their win when their respawns came back in time, making the score being 2-0 for them. As now we're going to Gibraltar, I would say arguably both teams' best map, with having D.Va and Ball, which I thought was going to be mutually assured destruction here, and whoever picks the map is going to get their tank pick banned. But no, we actually see the Lucio ban here, preventing the Roman Raccoon Dogs banning D.Va, or else you'll just see another Cat Bastion, which is very interesting to me. I didn't expect the bans to play out on this map like this, but what are your thoughts going on, Booney?
Yeah, I can't say I saw the bans going this way either. You know, we were talking the entire series in the breaks here, the mutually assured bans, the mad theory. They don't want to ban the D.Va, they don't want to ban the Ball, because then you just go to Gibraltar and you ban that tank right back. But they're actually going to leave those both open, allowing this the Cat was being a problem last map, and so they got rid of the Bastion with the Lucio ban coming through. But this now allows Jack, who is on Brigands right now, which is surprising. We're probably going to see the Mercy on the attack. Altair is on the Widowmaker here, looking for early pick potentially, trying to go for a shot, not quite gonna land it. Yak just getting around the corner in time, but Altair is holding the angle and finds the first pick here on the Widowmaker. Good start for Raccoon.
I mean, that's all you need to really initiate here. Is you just kill the Emery. They don't have any poke pressure anymore. Dronefried being able to pressure this. We are seeing the Wu Yang on the car here, not Dronefried. As Yak is going in onto Silvertall's now. Uses stickies, forces out nade. Silvertall's 1 HP on the dot here. As Car has not moved around the corner. It's unfortunately Jonafried has not been touching it, I don't think. Which, okay.
And Par's already back. So you gained 20 meters for an opening pick out of spawn from Altair, and now Silvertall's gonna get punished here. I don't understand what's going on. They're just not pushing the cart. They don't have a tracer to go touch point, so my tracer should be able to be Thanos. But we're having the D.Va go cart. We should just be able to pressure out this high ground, but I don't think we've been able to ever find a nade angle, as Yak has also been pressuring out nades to force him out defensively. So perhaps kudos to Yak there for preventing the 3-2-1 dive. Jack missing the bash here is just going to get forcing shields out there from high ground. And Drone is still out on the... We're just not on the cart. We're just not pushing carts. We have the tracer. They can't contest you. If they do, they'll drop off high ground. You can force so much by just contesting the cart. Okay, Jack is dead, so it's one for exchange. Not too bad here. A much better exchange. Tracer for your Brigitte. You'll definitely take that any day of the week if you're Roma Coup Dog. And now Riddle has control of the high ground. So I guess we're just stupid, and it worked out at the end of the day. The cart still isn't moving, though.
It's on the cart. Widowmaker's on the cart.
Okay, now I'm I'm
gonna have a heart attack, Benny. I swear to God, what is going on in this match? We have my Widowmaker and my Wu Yang on the cart here. We have the sights coming up here from Altair. Jack shield bashing already over to this blue box, split by himself, but we aren't looking at this target here. Riddle trying to hit that slam onto, but is unfortunately Par on the low ground. Is gonna get jumped. Yak is gonna trade out Silvertalls, but Altair is gonna be able to kill Par right after that. Cart's still not moving, as the Plus Ultra Penguins are just having control of this high ground here, sitting on the top of servers.
Oh, Nathan's gonna find Altair here as well.
And Pokemon guy's gonna find Jonafried, and Nathan's gonna find Altair. Linkedin falls shortly after, just gonna be Riddle left alive here. Minute 40 on the clock, and I think we sat on that cart for 30 seconds of it, so.
Yeah, a minute 30 on this cart here, and you force no ultimates out of the Plus Ultra Pangolins. Dronefried is also not gonna find the value they need. Just look at the support elements here as well. 67% in 2.5 minutes. They just aren't finding the angles because they can't control the space. Like Nathan just shuts this entire team down by just walking up on the high ground and not having cart contested. They're going back in here on Par, but Par just has the pistol to get away, and they can't find the follow-up. Real Dog does pop all his minefields up on the high ground, force a position away, as Jack is very critical on the high ground, gets taken down by Altair after getting stuck up in the blue box, and now both sports are gone. 4 Plus Ultra, and Cart is almost at the finish line here, 0.05 meters, and Dronefried's gonna get that one, and Nathan and Yak cannot trust the Cart despite the duplicate on the D.Va. 2 D.Vas not enough to get that defense going there. They are gonna finally get over the finish line, but
we're not on the cart. You won the fight because you sat on the cart, and we're not on the cart. Oh, I'm gonna crash out here, Booney. Okay, everybody here watching as well. I mean, we got our Widowmaker back on cart. I mean, sure, whatever, man. But this game is 10 times easier for the side of the Roman Raccoon Dog, and Nathan jumps off the map. Well, it was Baby, right?
Yeah, was Baby.
Was Baby. Makes sense then. But as we saw, we C9 the point when we went and touched the point, as they don't have a tracer, nor they do have a Lucio. They can't touch the cart. My tracer touches the cart, and we C9 with 3 people alive on the enemy team. So yeah, I mean, Riddledog being able to control this high ground, you have Altair.
Look what Drone's doing right now. They've gotten 60 meters of cart progress for free. Now Nathan has to drop to contest, and now Riddledog is free inside Space Shuttle. It's insane what happens when you play your count correctly.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Silverclaws does die in the Mega Room as Lingading wasn't there with him. We're seeing this, Weang ult is going to get Suzu'd here at the right time by Pokemon guys, so that they don't have to invest anything after that. But we're seeing the ult cycle as we have not used Protocol Overrider, we have not used Rally yet, and Lingading going over to Mizuki. I think it's fine, it's alright, but I mean...
Are there better picks? Probably, but like, you know...
We just gotta push high ground while my Tracer touches cart, and we win the game.
Yak is very deep here. Could get punished here. Big use of the Suzu. The Intonate not quite there. Oh! Altair cannot find the shot on Apara. A lot of Qs being pressed right now. Altair just trying to 1v1.
Hit the shot. Nah. Altair hit the shot.
Wait. Oh! Yak is 1 HP around the corner, but has dupe in time. The cart's moving though. The cart's moving!
That's the name of the game at the end of the day. We're having Duke coming out on the Tracer in the rally. Oh, over investments. You are 4 versus 3 and you invest 2 ultimates here. We're seeing the Cassidy. Oh my god. Wait, watch this. We have an Ana Mizuki Cass walk top. The Diva can't push us, while we have our Tracer push cart and our Diva, I guess, walk with the core. And we win the game. Boom.
We'll see if they decide to take your advice and push this core up on the high ground. Looks like they are doing so. All them welcome on that top left as a real dog comes in from the right side. A little bit of pinch maneuver. Doesn't allow Yak to get all the Drescher on one side. But here comes Dronafried up in the shuttle here. They're all 5 of them are up here right now. Pulse Bomb though does find Yak. That's just what they need now. The Nano was on a real dog. Goes deep in the back line looking for Jack here as well. And it looks like they are going to potentially get over the finish line. Nathan's lost the mech.
The sleep prevented using the bomb, I think. I don't know if it's like a certain amount of frames or something. I don't know. I haven't seen that interaction, but
Yak may touch here actually.
We don't have a Yak has to touch here. Jack dies. Yak with his is not going to be able to get enough time using the focusing beam on the Riddledog as they're going to be able to survive. As now we're going into last point here, minute 50 on the clock, and this should be the hardest point for the Raccoon dogs now. Is their core do not have like a central high ground that they want to push towards, like they did on second point.
But you are going to have to almost here. You're going to have your bomb from Real Dog as well as Altair with the High Noon, Mizuki, Sanctuary. You got a lot to work with. Their Pokemon guy does have the rush, so there's probably going to be a fight victory here. But if you can force that ult and potentially just negate it with a bomb here from Real Dog would be massive. It's definitely a very doable situation here, but now Linkadink is kind of caught out in no man's land. Has TP just out in time to get out. And now the chain on a Nathan here. And now the core is just sitting on cart. There's not allowing you to contest because you don't really have anybody sit on cart except for Nathan. So Nathan's going very deeper. Nathan could get punished here. Nathan 1 HP. But the beam from Yak is perfectly timed. But the Mizuki Sanctuary keeps them all standing. Dronafly flying very weak here. But those warps are exchanged. And now the high out from Altair. Trying to find a picker, trying to find a skull on the other side. Finds Para just around the corner. And now they've got both DPS down. The Rome Raccoon dogs are making this work. They're fighting on the cart. And they're winning the fights.
On a Nathan. From Jack Riddledog into this bomb. Nathan's gonna get bombed right back.
Wait, Altair just ate the bash, I think. Dronafried!
Bomb is able to get 2, and Para's gonna fall into Altair. Yakta coming and trying to be a hero is just gonna be Pokemon guy in this one. Altair! Shoot 1, 2, 3. Booms. As they're gonna be able to cap at 20 seconds left on the clock.
Okay, Altair just said we're not losing. that's about what happened that last fight. We're not losing.
This series does not end here. This series does not end here, says Altair, as they do cap. I mean, capping with time is irrelevant, as we do know on the Escort, because regardless, you do get more time as long as you cap, whether it be 0 or 20 seconds. But the 20 seconds will come in handy, depending on the if the Raccoon dogs don't full, if they full cap with no time, you do have a 20-second advantage. So hey, who knows? And once we started pushing the cart with the Tracer, things went swimmingly. All I'm saying.
Because now on the other side, if they're sticking this Echo, you just play your Tracer on the cart and they get 0 progress at all because they have to, and then you can just control the high ground for free. And it's insane what Dronafried can do. You know, despite the negative scoreline right now, almost MVP of the team just pushing that cart through. Forced him to take the space, so Yak will match now on this Tracer. And Altair back on the Widowmaker. I don't know. Like, I mean, Altair's finding some picks here and there, but the Cassie was just massive to negate the dive. And now, especially with Yak coming in on the Tracer, that Cassie's going to be way more valuable. I guess going for
It's a
pick on a
crazy thing.
defense,
You know, it's a
but
crazy thing. It might be a crazy pull, but if they're expecting Yak to go Tracer, I guess Widow might be kind of okay, but Nathan's gonna be on the Widow. But like, who knows? Like the essential poke threat when you have Jack playing Brig here. Like you have the Silvertal's Ana and you have the Widowmaker as your main poke versus just a Kiriko spam and Emre. I mean, the poke does favor the defending side here as long as they can support Altair with preventing of Nathan just flying on for free as Altair falls on the 1 HP. I'm standing corrected here. He's gonna get flied on by Nathan. Riddledog winning this peel, like I'm trying to say here at least. And Cart is going to start moving underneath by Yak, by the Tracer player. That's a good idea. I like that idea.
yeah, Yak just continues to push this cart here. Dornfry will go down to matchup for now. Just try this out for coming through, but Jack coming in with a bit of assistance. It's a 3-2 split now as Paros are coming up on this point. All they're trying to find this pick. Riddle keeps trying to control the blue box with a nice boop. Sends them straight back down into the drink Lickadink as there to meet them up with the chain. But the cart is still moving here. Dronify will get the contest here with that Lickadink.
We're full giving up high ground as Par's able to go coast here and slowly take these stairs. I mean, I think we might have been able to contest high ground a little bit more with our Widowmaker, but who knows? I'm just a caster, so.
And now Silvertals is in the middle of nowhere. Has to retreat back through server. But, okay, Altair just finds a pick onto Yak. Straight line Andy gets taken down. Gets punished for his hubris. Oh, an instant awake on the sleep there as well from Nathan. But a nice
that was
purple.
disgusting. That was disgusting. If you just saw that from my POV. Ooh, I just see a straight lining Tracer get clipped by Altair. And surely we go take high ground again, right? I mean, you're down your Tracer. That doesn't matter at all. Your Widowmaker is going to get flown on and start getting pressured out by this Diva. What is your response? It looks like we're just going to try to trade backlines here, but I think your Widow is too valuable as your overwhelmingly poke. His Pokemon guy and Nathan. And he's going to find another one! Yak attack down again. 2 fights in a row. Nano coming out on a Riddledog. No bash here or whip shot from Jack. But Riddle is going to get overzealous here. Does have to use this bomb here. But I mean, hey, it's Diva Bomb. It's whatever. But now you have 2 minutes of where you're fragile. So who knows what's going to happen here.
Who knows what's going to happen here? And I mean, Altair is making the Widowmaker work. We're kind of questioning it going into this half, but has shut down Yak Attack mobile fights in a row now on the character you probably least expect to do so. Just playing his distance, forcing Nathan to take this fight where he possibly don't want to. Dronify forced to recall 1 HP. Does Dronify get out? No, they did not. Nathan the punish.
No one can hide.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the sights from Altair being able to punish this, and Riddledog is nowhere near to be able to support Altair, but I mean, Altair
Power on card?
onto Nathan. Altair investing this ultimate 75 HP, looking for something. Yak Attack flying onto Altair. Altair getting out. The rally out here from Jack, trying to fully clear height, and they are going to succeed to do that as Nathan and Jack are going to be able to push through, but Riddledog is going to be able to kill Park, and Cart is not moving. Oh my god, it's going to be the hubris of this game, as now Linkadix going to be able to come back now with his Sanctuary, with Riddledog touching. And what are you going to do for Pokemon Guy when you know that you can't shoot out of either side of the walls now for Cage? Mizuki Cage is just going to be able to block out heals and damage. Oh, little early on it, but I mean, you have another Altair killing Jack, doesn't really matter. You trade out. Nathan stuck on the point by himself with a good chain.
Slept and chained. Wait, the cart! Oh my. Ooh. Got a little dicey there for a second. The Pokemon Guy 1 HP Buzz will survive with the help of Casino Rush, and now here come the reinforcements here for the Pangolins. As they're just going to fall here. Poor almost being simply too good.
It was just an unfortunate Cage, was just a little bit too early here. We need to use it for the kid or something, or when more pressure comes out. But hey, I mean, we need to think about it realistically. You got the Roman, or you got the Penguins down to 30 seconds left on the clock, and so this is going to be looking good for your timing at the end if they do eventually full cap, as they're not going to have too much time left. Now, ultimates aside, we're seeing the Cassidy coming out, makes more sense. Need to get off the Widowmaker, especially on second point when it's more closer range. But we have a Diva Bomb and a Pulse Bomb. Not two ultimates I would say are high value ultimates here, unless Yak hits the Pulse. But because you don't have a Suzu for the side of the Roman Raccoon dog, but Yak sitting on this point, it's going to be hard to hit a Pulse. So the ultimates are kind of actually favoring the side of the Roman Raccoon. As Riddle's being stuck in, he's being dashed and disoriented. Is going to force his Diva Bomb early with his pressure from the Brig.
They're going to continue to hold this area here. Rotor flies back up here, but Yak Attack is hunting for a Pulse Bomb and finds Altair. This glides on in past that space shuttle and sends Altair straight back to spawn. Another Raccoon Dog is sent straight back to point C.
Tracer gap. Tracer gap.
Okay. Big pulse from
Tracer gap. Tracer gap. Tracer gap. Jonah killed Yak.
3.5 minutes
Ooh.
now, and Lincoln gets staggered.
That is a treacherous stagger, but I mean, hey, we're going back to the Widow because all we want to do is sit around and spawn. How can Yak Attack get behind us if there's no way to get behind us, you know? As I say that, Altair is going to be... And we're seeing Sigma. I mean, we are playing for fully poke. We are not playing to hold the corner. We are playing to hold the spawn. We want to spam with our Widow. We want to spam with our Ana. We want to let our Tracer come... I mean, Tracer just makes it an awkward pick here for Tracer now. It's going to start getting cleared out by Nathan. As is going to be able to get Mega annoying as we're making Nathan turn around. Riddle just needs to play safe here, as you're going to get outballed by a Brig. But I mean, with us playing this close, yeah, Riddle is just going to get forced out. Nana is forced. There's a big rock on that Pokemon guy, but he goes so deep.
Wait, Jack is huge to the peel.
Riddle is just pushing in by himself. We just need to sit and spawn and shoot our guns. We do not care about fighting on the corner. As now Pokemon guy with this kitchen angle is going to be able to push in. You have the cage and 5% here for Lincoln. Jonah falling down to 1 HP. Are we going to be able to build this cage in time? Yes, we do. Jonah still is going to be able to force this free call. Jack pushing for this.
Oh, but Nathan goes back in deep. And finds to come back from Real Dog. Maybe he can get the Gravitic Flux online, but the car's just still moving here. Casino Rush. They can't push into it. Real Dog has to go and sacrifice himself for it. And a minute 43 advantage in the time make now for the Pest Ultra Pangolins. As I don't know if that cart stopped after point A's capture.
I mean, yeah, it kind of looked a little bit of the same for both teams, except for the Roman Raccoon Dogs on their attack. Second point was a little more halted at least, but I just think we don't care about the corner. If we're playing Sig, Widow, Ana, all the holding the corner does is allows the Tracer to take the coast side rotate right through the building and get behind us, but it also forces our cooldowns out as we're just allowing them to brawl. We're playing a way pokier comp. We just need to play for our win cons. So I wasn't a big fan of holding the corner here. Obviously, it is the natural instinct of a team, and it's a hard read. But if you're making the read to swap the Sig, surely we have some deeper line of thinking, right? Maybe potential. But we're seeing both teams going back to this Diva comp. Altair staying on this Widowmaker for their attack. I mean, you have to just make a miracle pick. But now, like we said on the Roman Raccoon Dogs attack, we just gotta push the cart. Yak is not on this Echo though, on this defense here. They're playing this Tracer, so it's gonna be a little bit more contested under there, but we'll see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time though, if you are Dronify and just pushing the cart and forcing Yak to fight you on the cart, that's value right there. You're just forcing Yak to be annoying on this cart, and then the rest of your team, like Altair, can be a distraction on the other side. Real can go deep on blue box. So it's still not a bad idea to just sit on this cart and just push it forward. What does Lincoln decide to do here? With Stop Mizuki, we've seen go back to the Wu Yang here for their attack side. And Silvertails also match the Kiriko. No more Ana here for the Star DP or for the Star support, the Roman Raccoon Dogs. As Riddle will just try to maintain the space on the high ground, allowing Altair to get this angle that they want for his opening shots or two. Cart is being contested here fairly early. Not want to give any progress whatsoever. Para, apparently wise to the Windmakers LOS, gets around the corner just in time.
Yak is going to be stuck in the small room, actually, forcing the early. That's all we need from Altair. If you can just get your one pick a fight, you'll be doing good. As you're forcing Nathan to turn around as well. Nathan no fly, stuck in the backline, is pressuring out Silvertails here. Yak on the cart fighting Dronify as the DMAC comes out onto Riddle Dog with 20 seconds left. You're not going to be able to respawn. You're not going to get staggered. Yak is actually going to go for blood and he's himself treated there. That is not a good idea, Yak. You need to just let the Diva not have their mech and you'll just win this game blued out. But now the Diva is going to be able to come back and contest as long as the Diva, or the Tracer can keep touching. The Diva comes back in time.
Oh, but Para gets a revenge shot there on a Altair. Just the wheel down. Para finding two. The nade goes in deep in the Mega Room. And they're unable to sustain through this one. Para has the pistols as well to keep themselves standing in the back line. And all they're going to get is 51.82 meters. And that's all that separates the Pest Ultra Penguins and their continued golden season here.
You know what time it is?
It's
time to hold the bunker.
It's
time to hold the bunker. It's time to hold the bunker. It's time to hold the bunker. You pushed it slightly past the bunker. So, who knows? That could be an idea. If we do want to play on this Sig still, you'd definitely be like Sig, Cass, unless you want to still play the Steve, because you didn't really have too big of a threat like an Ana or a Widowmaker. You had like a Tracer. You're fighting versus a Tracer, a Brig, a Kiriko. Like, you could theoretically bunker here, but you don't have to as well. But if you allow Yak and Nathan to be able to push this cart under, you are not going to be able to contest it as somebody up top, as the final push was still like slightly under the halfway point. So it's so hard to drop, right? You're not going to be able to drop and safely get a touch. So we'll see what they're going to do here. But it looks like they're going to go play this Juno with the Diva. We're still playing for the Widowmaker, so I think it's such a gamble, but it's a gamble you have to take here, right? it's a gamble, but it's a gamble you have to take still with this Widowmaker. And I think Altair has been doing very well on this Widowmaker as well. So I don't blame him for saying on this pick. The Juno pick is interesting. I think Lingading has had a rough time on this submap, or on this map at least, figuring out what to play, because you don't need to play the Brig, as they haven't been going like a full dive, except for the last defense there, right? They started on the Tracer that time. But you don't, like, the Weeing feels a little awkward too, especially playing into like an Tracer and a Diva, right? So it's like it's a little awkward trying to figure out what Lincoln wants to play when the Lucio is banned, so they're not able to play something like that. But yeah, we'll see how the Roman Raccoon Dogs are gonna play their support or their defense here. So.
But now here comes the Echo Mercy now. With just the only need just a couple more picks here or there. If you get Yak in the back end with the Dan boosted sticky nades, might just be curtains here for Roman Raccoon Dogs. As Jack does kind of fall a little bit here, not a lot attached to Yak, but gets back just in time. Now Yak's on a hard flank here on the blue box, putting some pressure in on towards Lincoln and finds the pick. And now it's just Altair against the Echo Mercy. Not exactly where you want to be.
Down next after.
Yeah, safe to say this one might just be over. Might just be curtains as Yak continues to melt the backline. Yak with 3. And yeah, that's going to just do it there for that series. A quick 3-0 here for Plus Ultra Pangolins as they continue their push forward in this season. Unadulterated and undefeated.
Yes, even though it wasn't 3-0 though, I would like to say it was a close 3-0. I'm going to say that. Especially with Esperanza and both of our payload maps here being overtime here, it could have swayed any way, really, for sure, depending on how the Roman Raccoons dog handled this differently. So I wouldn't say there's a huge like tier gap or anything between these teams, especially when it looked very competitive throughout the entire map. So I mean, if this is a rematch that we do see in our playoffs, I could definitely see it swinging one way or the other. You know, it's not fully set in stone, at least for me.
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree with that one as well. We are going to have to, of course, give it out an MVP for this series. A lot of good names to shout out on the side of Pulse Ultra Pangolins on a big 3-0 victory. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm getting pain. We'll make sure it's not something too proud. We're good. But yeah, we got to give ourselves an MVP for the series. A lot of players you can shout out for Pulse Ultra. But I'll let you go ahead and give your thoughts on that.
I think it has to be Yak. I mean, Yak's finding the heads of play to swap the hazard on King's Row, really allowing them to push through this advantage here, right? And really fully set in stone there. And then Yak playing on the Tracer on Esper looked fairly well as well, hitting these dives with Nathan on the tank. And that final point there, yeah, I mean, you just see the Echo, right? You see the Tracer. It felt just so dominant. But like another name I would want to actually shout out here would probably be Jack playing this Cat Bastion as well on this Esperanza was pretty interesting to see as well. And this last map here, I don't think I saw Jack die too much, and he was being able to block out Riddle Junbin, right? His Brig didn't look too bad fighting Riddlebin and being able to sustain the rest of the team. So those are like my 2 candidates here, at least. So you can give your little thoughts now.
I think it's kind of easy to always give it to Yak. You know, we kind of got his thoughts on, I think, everything on the face of the planet by now. So we can go ahead and actually bring Jack in. Maybe get some thoughts on, you know, we're seeing a lot less of the Mercy here for this team. We saw a lot of Mercy early in the season. They kind of daled off this, and potentially you get some insight onto that as well. So we can go ahead and bring Jack in for an MVP interview on this one. And hey, we can also say that they won that last fight in Overtime Esperanza because the Catnap got Diva out of there. So hey, you know,
yeah,
that's my narrative. And there they are. Congratulations on the 3-0 there, Jack, and the MVP of the series. Just initial thoughts coming into this one.
You know, we kind of thought this was going to be, you know, I think this is the Predator to be the number 2 team, so we were a little nervous coming into it, and we definitely showed some new cards tonight to try to throw them off their game, and I'd say it worked. So pretty proud of my team in overall.
Yeah, so I got the first question for you. Whose call is it to try to go for this Cat Bash and stuff on Esperanza? Because when I think of the Plus Ultra Penguins, I don't really think of Cat Bash. And so, I mean, what was like the insight or the read you guys had on the ban phase and such?
Well, we scrimmed it just yesterday. I came to scrim late, and Para was like, "How do you feel about playing Cat?" And I'm just like, "Well, I mean, I'm always a fan of Cat. I like playing Cat in general." And he's like, "Okay, you're gonna beam me, and we're just gonna win." And I'm like, "Okay." So then I give the credit to Para, but I'm not sure. Maybe the whole team talked about it. But that was kind of just like a for fun thing. We were gonna try it out and see if it worked, and it did. So, kind of worked in our favor.
And yeah, in terms of things working, I was mentioning just at the end of the broadcast before we brought you in, like, you got early season, you guys were playing a lot of, Echo Mercy or just kind of Mercy in general. But recently, the last couple of weeks, we've seen you kind of negate that pick. You've gone towards this cat. You've gone towards this Brigitte a little more often. We haven't seen the Jack Moira very much so far this season, but we know that's still somewhere in the bag. Is this sort of like a conscious effort of you guys to kind of negate the Mercy ban? Because it seemed early in the season, don't get me wrong, you guys are doing well, but you lost like every single map you guys got Mercy banned. So, but you're showing more things, showing more cards. Is that conscious effort for you guys in scrims and stuff, or is that kind of just a game tie kind of situation decision?
I mean, after we first started getting Mercy banned, we kind of didn't. I'll admit we didn't prep for that. We were prepping for like full diva bans on Nathan, so we were kind of off our game. I kind of just play a mix and match pool of, kind of like the weird characters that's not really standard that people can say is like, oh, these are like the meta picks or whatever. So I can kind of whip out whatever I need to in certain situations. So like coming into this game, we knew Riddle's a big diva ball player. We just hard scrimmed me on Brig, and that was kind of the whole game plan going into this game, and it worked. So yeah, it's kind of a week by week basis.
Alrighty, I got my next question for you guys. I know you guys are a big fan of Watchpoint Gibraltar here, especially being, I think, your most first picked maps here. But we saw a different light here actually coming out with the King's Row. I think I might know why you guys picked it. But I'm curious on like the complete story here. If you could give it to us, why you picked King's Row instead of like Chibi.
So Toon Creator's kind of a big like research guy, and I don't remember exactly what it was all about, but I think he said he researched them and they really like to play Circuit. I think that's their play, and we wanted to not go to Circuit because Circuit's really bad for us, from what I know, even though we've been scrimming it a lot. So that might have just changed. I'm not playing in that map, but we tried to negate that, and then we also knew that they're very much a dive-oriented team because Riddle plays Ball Diva again. So we figured they will probably take us to the maps we like, and that's why we were really trying for hoping they would pick Jibby. That was kind of in our game pool of what could possibly happen, and then it did. So kind of a read.
Yeah, I guess with that being said, we'll do El Clasico and send you on your way here. So if you cannot go win MVP for your team tonight, who would you give it to on your team and why?
That's really tough because I think my entire team played really well. I would say I'm going to give it just to Nathan specifically because of that one KR clutch fight when he was like, I think it was like a 1v2 or 1v3, got a cap second point. I think that was the game changer of the match tonight.
I think it was at that point like a 2v3. Someone helped him get down to those final blows, but he did clean up the final kill. So I know what you're referring to. It was a very tight-knit fight there at the end, and Nathan didn't clutch up on the Reaper. So, yep. Very good shout out, and of course, congratulations on the 3-0 victory. Now you guys are one game away from the undefeated season, so best of luck. I hope to see you here soon again, Jack.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, Wind, we came in this game thinking it'd be a banger here, but unfortunately, the Pulse Ultra Penguin just simply too strong right now in the current look and the current meta going into playoffs. I guess just a final thoughts for sending ourselves on our way.
Final thoughts, at least, is if we do see this repeat matchup, I'm really interested to see what the Roma Raccoon Dogs would cook up here, as I believe if they do cinch the second seed, they will be on opposite sides of the bracket here for playoffs. So there's a good chance that it could be a repeat, but you never know with upsets. So I'm really just interested to see this matchup coming out for the third time, as both teams have fully kind of felt out the other teams, like how they play and their feel. So yeah, that's just my final closing thoughts. So.
Yeah, I got to keep our eyes out now because I think this does lock Pulse Ultra in the first seed, if I'm not mistaken. So if not, they're pretty darn close to doing so anyway next week. Undefeated so far in the season, continuing this streak of excellence, and we'll see if they can keep it up going into the playoffs here, starting in a couple weeks. So stay tuned for that, everybody. We have one more game here for Week 10, and that will be played on Tuesday, and that is going to be the Locked-In Lemur versus Toronto Thunder Chickens. My fellow co-caster who will be partaking in that match. Should be a fun one. We'll see if we get a prog going for that one there for you guys. But if we don't, stay tuned for other games in Week 11. Final week of regular season is upon us. Playoffs is soon. So if you aren't doing so already, make sure to follow our Twitch channel and go to all of our socials and Discord linked down below for all things Aurora Esports. With that being said, for Wind, I've been Booney. Stay safe, stay healthy. Have a great rest of your day, buddy.